My name is Katie. I'm a dry tooler based in Bozeman, Montana. For the past several years, my husband, Joe, and I have been traveling to Italy to climb and project hard dry tooling routes at an iconic crag called Tomorrow's World. Maybe you knew that, and maybe you didn't, but this past fall, I was back at it working on my hardest project to date, Parallel World. Originally put up by Derek Sokolowski, it's considered one of the hardest dry tooling routes in the world. Here's a look at how it all went down.
But I was able to do it 3 times.
This one. I already don't want this to be over.
So really happy with that. But overall, met all the goals for the day.
Be a little bit easier than what it feels like right now.
I'm soaked through in my pants. And it makes me a little bit emotional because this whole thing has been like this really big up and down. And while red flag go, I got to the second clip and I knocked the tool out of my mouth and fucked up the tape job I just did. I fell there because I was nervous and scared, not really because I was pumped.
We were like, dry tooling, you can do it at any time of the year, even in the rain.
And it was epically hard and my skin hurts and I kind of want to cry. Last week I hurt my back, got a pretty significant back spasm from working the crux moves a bunch in a row. During the red point go, I was just pumped and not feeling great, and I fell off on the cut down to the rest, which just feels so frustrating. I just don't think I'm strong enough to do it this trip. Which blows. Anyways, I'm bummed. I wish I would have climbed it, but I didn't. There's a lot of work to do. So now we go home and put in the work and come back and hope it's enough. To be continued. Forgot the keys. Whoops. I'll be back. So far in Montana, it's been the best winter we've had in quite a number of years. The ice, I'm told, is 10 out of 10, but I wouldn't know because I haven't been into the canyon since the very beginning of December, and now we're in February. So yeah, it's been a ton of snow, basically just snowing pretty much every day. It feels like I have to come out and brush off the car every morning, and it's been cold, and the weather has been about as wintry as it gets. So it's been a good winter. If you like winter which I do, but I feel like I haven't been using my winter to its full potential. I have been training to go back to Italy. Time to go to the gym. One of my main training goals this trip was to set parallel world, or a mock parallel world, in the roof at the gym. And it's pretty tricky because parallel world in real life is this ginormous route, and in the roof at the cave, like, it's just this little tiny, like, 12 by 12 room, and the roof is even smaller than that. And so it's been really challenging, but I think for the most part I was able to do a pretty good job. I was able to set the 10 that is maybe kind of accurate, but most importantly, I wanted to set the 10 in the way that, like, got me climbing before I was in the roof. And then I was really mostly focused on the crux moves when I was setting the project in the roof and trying to make those as accurate as possible. And I wouldn't say that they're 100% accurate, but I would say that they're pretty close, and I think I'm learning the move and trying to, work on at least training my fingers and my body to, like, thinking about how it feels while I'm en route, and linking those moves together is the most important part of all of this. So yeah, I'm pretty psyched I was able to set it as best I could, and we'll just see once we get there how much it makes a difference. I think we won't really know until I get there. It's really hard for me to talk about where my confidence is at right now, because I feel like I got my confidence was so high going into the previous trip that when I got there it was just so shot down. And so right now my confidence is really feeling shaky, and I think it's risen a little bit, but I'm just being so hesitant to get my hopes up right now. I would say, like, I'm definitely a little bit more confident than I was coming off of the trip, but, like, I have been able to be fairly successful on hitting the crux moves recently, and so you would think that my confidence would be higher, but in reality, like, I think I'm so a little bit scared of getting my hopes up that I'm just being like, oh, probably won't send this trip, and that's just gonna have to be how it is. But I don't know if that's true or not, because I actually think that, logically and statistically, when I'm looking at the percentages of how often I'm hitting holds, are, like, pretty high at this point. So that means that my confidence should be maybe following that a bit, but it's just kind of hard to do that at the moment, I think. It's the first day back after, I think I took 4 days off because I got a little bit of a cold. And honestly, the timing wasn't too terrible because it was like a week before, or two-ish weeks before we left, and now we're in the last week before we leave. And this is kind of the first real training day back, and I'm feeling a little bit tired.
Range of motion, 45 seconds left, 45 seconds right.
We're making a list. And if we didn't make a list, we probably wouldn't get all the things done that we need to get done before we leave. So, we're training, we're working, we're doing appointments, we're packing and interviewing. And then we're getting on a plane and we're flying. When we were in Italy last trip, I ran out of tape. Well, I thought I was going to run out of tape. And so I think I actually did run out of tape, but we figured out that we could order tape off of the Amazon Italy and get it shipped to the grocery store. at one of those like Amazon lockers. We're going to order tape from Amazon Italy and have it sent to the grocery store, and we'll pick it up on our way to the Airbnb or while we're there. So I don't have to order more here and take it with me, but it's also cheaper if you order it in Italy. So pro tip. Ta-da! Today's the last day that we are in the gym and doing a big endurance day. So it's the last day to make sure we're ready to go, really. I'm definitely, I'm always a little nervous before the big burns, but today I really would like this to go well and give me some confidence before heading out. Like, that would be the most ideal. But also getting over being a little sick, and so I'm trying to be realistic about it, but we'll see. Ready? Last one. My hands are on fire right now. My skin hurts so freaking bad. This was a endurance burn, so I climbed the D10 into parallel world. Did all the crux moves first try, including the bigger drop down move, which I'm psyched on, and hit them all, did all the cuts, did the rest of the route, and then I climbed, I decided to keep going and keep working the endurance, so I climbed into orange, which is 18 moves, and then I climbed to teal, and that's 16 moves, and then I climbed half of orange again, but added in some holds to like kind of get back to the finish on each one. So an extra, I don't know, 40 plus moves or something, I think. Maybe ish. So yeah, and then parallel world is including the, it's like 60 something moves or something like that. So I don't know if that was 100-ish moves. It's not 100 roof moves, but including the wall moves, it might be close to that, which is sweet. Let's go to Italy. Yeehaw. All right, home sweet home. We're here. We're at the storage unit, and if you didn't know this about us, we do not technically have a permanent residence here in Bozeman, so most of our stuff is here in this handy dandy box. And it's time to pack. So we're here and we're getting some gear. Wow. This pile that looks fairly chaotic is actually really important. It's got all the specific draws and where they go. on parallel world. So for example, this is first bolt, this is draw number 5 in the roof, gates out, draw number 7, gates out. So everything is corresponding by numbers, as well as whether it's gates in or gates out. And this should hopefully help me save like days of work in the roof. So yeah, gonna have to figure out what we want to do for shirts. I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that really matters. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How do we feel about 10? We could do more though.
Make it a dozen.
Make it a dozen? A baker's dozen or just a dozen?
Regular dozen.
Regular dozen. On it. Alrighty, let's go get some pizza. I'm starving. Oh no. That always happens. Ham. This is straight chaos. Easy peasy. Time to go to Italy.